Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, April 6th at 9 a.m. Yeah. Last week wasn't great for me. It wasn't the best that I've ever done. I did not read nearly as much for the owls as I needed to, but it's a new week. It's a new week. You know, gotta let go of the past, starting fresh, and it's fine. I am still, working from home has been a little bit of a struggle, so I'm still working my way through that. But I am excited about the books that I'm reading this week, which I think I wasn't as excited about books last week. I loved Goblet of Fire, but it was hard to kind of get myself to read through that very quickly because one, it's a huge book and I had over 500 pages, and also because it wasn't counting towards anything. It was just me finishing it so I could read the next book in the series, and it was just kind of like, well, I put in all this effort and did all this work for nothing, basically. And then reading The Incendiaries, I didn't love it, so it just kind of felt like a swing and a miss, you know, to use a baseball term. And then obviously the book that I did need to work on was Order of the Phoenix, and it's not my favorite, and it's just very difficult for me to want to read it. But this week I'm feeling good, I'm feeling excited. I am going to be working on Order of the Phoenix. I'm going to be working on Order of the Phoenix a lot. I'm going to try to work on Order of the Phoenix a lot. So for Order of the Phoenix, I'm going to try to get to the halfway point of this book. And as this book has like 800 and some pages, I figured it out that the about halfway point would be chapter 21, Eye of the Snake, because that is page 441. So if I can get to that page by the end of the week, I will feel in good shape to finish it next week, especially since the second half of the book actually starts having some actual faster paced plot. So I'm not worried about that. I also am going to be reading the Curse Breakers series, well, the two books that are out by Brigid Kemmerer, and they are A Curse So Dark and Lonely and A Heart So Fierce and Broken. I have both of those on my list. I'm actually excited to read both of them, and so I think including those two books I'm excited to try with a book I'm less than ecstatic about, I think it will really help balance it out for me a little bit. So that's my reading goals for this week. We will see how it goes for that one. I think, so after I wrap up here, I'm going to pretty much get ready for work, though I work from home and my hair is just doing whatever it wants today. I don't care. I have to finish up editing my vlog from last week, so I want to post that today. For the most part, I have been enjoying doing this vlogging thing. It's a little tough because I just don't feel like I'm very interesting, and I don't feel like anything's happening to me that is interesting. But you know, I'm enjoying it, and I think that's what matters. I'm going to continue to do it through the owls for sure. That's my goals for this week. That's my goal for today, and wish me luck, everybody. So I thought I would do another quick update. It's about 10 p.m. on Monday night, and I'm actually making some pretty good progress. I was reading A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and I was reading it on my laptop because I have the Kindle version, and I like that I can read it on my phone and on my laptop, because sometimes my phone screen gets like a little too small, and I like having it bigger, and I like having it less, like right here, like right here. So that's good. I ended up reading almost 130 pages of that book today, so I'm making like really good progress with it, and I'm really enjoying it. There's part of me that almost wants Harper to fall in love with Gray, even though I know that that's not what's going to happen. That's not the story. What on earth is my hair doing? Oh my god. Okay, well, yeah, see this is like a pen. I forgot that I put my hair up with a pen like 6 hours ago, because I didn't have a hair tie. Well, I think that just shows how productive I was today. I'm so distracted about this whole hair thing, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah, Curse of Dark and Lonely. I'm back with you guys. I am really enjoying it. I'm surprised at how far I've gotten so quickly. I started it, earlier today, and I am really enjoying it. I do like the characters. I like the story, and I almost like the idea that Ren, the prince, seemingly has done something to cause this. I mean, for better or worse. Not necessarily that he deserves this, but I like that it's not just some random thing that happens, and also that he was, arguably old enough to know better. I really like Harper. I really like the magical realism aspect of it, in a sense of that this is taking place in some sort of alternate universe or something. Not alternate universe, but other land that we on Earth might not know about, we might never see. Because, the general storyline and what I knew going into it was that it was a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but the Harper, who's like the Belle character, she's from like our world, and she's transported into this other world and then is there with this cursed prince and things like that. The curse seems much darker than I was expecting it to be, so I'm actually really excited about that. I enjoy a dark fairy tale. What can I say? I'm a true grim fairy tale type of person. I like the darkness. I just do. So I'm really enjoying this one. So I think I'm gonna call it a day on reading that book. I want to figure out my task list for tomorrow while I finish my tea. And then I'll probably try to read a couple chapters of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix before I go to sleep. I really mean it. I really feel like I'm gonna do it this time. Wish me luck. Hey guys, I thought I would do another quick check-in. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday. I did not end up reading too much last night. I think I got through like 6 pages of Order of the Phoenix before I just kind of was done. I was just really tired, and I'm like, there's no reason to not just go to sleep then. I haven't read anything today. I have had a little bit of a headache all morning, and since I'm prone to headaches and migraines, I didn't want to risk making it worse. So I've just been sort of chilling a little bit. I was working on organizing some of my stuff. I've got a huge list of spring cleaning and organizing tasks. The problem I'm having is I kind of just moved to this apartment, at the end of last year, so like end of December, and I basically unpacked in January. And so it just kind of feels like I just did all of this. So I'm lacking the motivation to do these projects. But I know if I don't do them now, then I won't do them for a whole year, and that's going to just set off my whole schedule. So I'm going to work on them. But I worked on that a little bit this morning because I just didn't want to do too much on my screen. I also recorded 2 videos to publish. They were the 2 tag videos, so I did the BookTube newbie tag, and then I also did Madison Mary's from Princess of Paperback, her stay-at-home tag. So those will be dropping this week. They were very fun, kind of something fun to do in the morning. My head is starting to feel a little bit better, but I just don't know if I want to go directly to another screen. And so what I might do is just put on some YouTube videos. I have some vlogs to catch up on, and then do some crochet and see how I feel in a little bit. Alright, so I thought I would do another update on my progress for today. Ignore my super bright light behind me. Ooh, wrong way. There she is. That's my lamp. I find that my overhead lights, because I've got like a ceiling fan, are so blinding on my eyes that I don't like that light on very often. It's just too bright for me to like do anything in here. So more often than not, I just have that little lamp on and enjoy it. So it's a little before 8 o'clock on Wednesday night. I did get quite a bit of reading done. I'm almost three-quarters of the way done with A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and I am enjoying it. Like, it is a fun read, and I do like the twist on the story that they're telling, and I like the way that the curses manifest. I like the guilt that Ren is feeling. My biggest thing that I don't like is what I tend to dislike is the feeling that they're setting up a love triangle, which I know is a staple, and especially with young adult, and I totally get that, and I don't always dislike it, but I do dislike it when, so like in this one, okay, so in this one you assume that Ren, who's the prince, and Harper, who's the girl / princess, are going to end up together because that's like the fairy tale, and that's what I feel like they're setting up, but they're putting a lot of time into showing the friendship / relationship that's developing between Harper and Gray, who's Ren's like guard. And my worry is that they're going to try to make this a love triangle, but the problem is when you only develop one part of the triangle, like, why would I then want the other people to be together? Like, if you're going to spend all this time developing and showing the mutual respect and admiration between Gray and Harper, then like you need to still take that time to do that with Ren and Harper also. Otherwise, I'm not going to want to root for them. Like, I feel like they're doing that because we're just getting to a point where they're starting to actually talk about things that are important to them. So I know that I think it's changing, and I think we're about to see more of Ren and Harper's relationship develop a bit. I hope so. But yeah, I'm still liking the story. I still like the curse. I actually really like Ren as well. I think he's a really complex character that we usually don't see in these types of stories. That's a lie. We see them all the time, but there's this one I actually like. I guess that's the difference. Yeah, because it's very interesting, and I actually would love if this curse is broken in a different way, kind of like a play on, like, you know, spoilers for Maleficent, but the idea of, at the end of that movie, you know, Sleeping Beauty needs to be woken by true love's kiss, and she kisses her on the forehead because, you know, parental type of love or things like that counts. And I would love if what they're setting up for this curse break is this loophole that's unintendedly included, that Ren's getting his people to love him again, and that's what's going to break the curse, not necessarily Harper or one person. But yeah, I think that might just be me and like my personal preferences. Is like, I like when there's kind of a twist on things, like the idea of the chosen one, but how maybe it's not who we think it is, or maybe it's something different than we think it is. And I would absolutely love it if that's what happens, and then at the end of the book or in the sequel, it's them learning to them falling in love and being together and things like that. I have no idea what's about to happen for this, so we'll see. But I am really excited. I'm going to sign off now because I'm getting ready to watch Survivor, which is one of my favorite shows. I'm just like kind of not loving this season, unfortunately. And I thought it was going to be so great, and like it's still good. Like it's still a good Survivor season. It's better than some, not as good as others. Yeah, so I'm going to watch Survivor, and then I'll probably read for a little bit more before I go to bed tonight, and hopefully make some more progress on some of the books that I'm reading. You know, we'll see. Good morning. It is Thursday at 9 a.m. now. 9:01. Excuse me. 9:01. Thought I would do a quick check-in because I finished A Curse so Dark and Lonely last night. Yay! Book number 2. Done. I really ended up liking it. Like, I liked the story, I liked the setup, I liked the characters, and even though there's still slight hints of something potentially between Harper and Gray, I feel confident in like what they built with Ren and Harper, where like what happens at the end feels very earned between them. I liked the way the curse manifested. I liked how it was broken, and I liked that we don't 100% know how it was broken, which I think is very intriguing for like a sequel thing. So like, major spoilers here for A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I'll put a timestamp in my video for when you get to skip ahead. So the main spoiler is that there's this queen that is staging an invasion on Emberfall. And when they meet, she tells Ren that there's another heir to the throne, that his father like had a child with someone else, and that child still lives, so there's another claimant to the throne. But then when they have the final showdown with Lilith, she mentions it as well. Like, hey, there's another person, there's another guy out there who could, you know, take over. They don't need you, they just need somebody. But before we can learn anything more about it, Gray travels with her to DC, presumably, to kill Lilith there because she can't be killed in their world. Like, only a magical creature could kill her. I kind of thought, as a tangent, I was kind of thinking / hoping that Ren as the creature would be able to kill her, just because of everything that she did to him and how uncomfortable it was for her to like torture him, and uncomfortable, such like a light word for things that were happening, but it just was very uncomfortable and unsettling. And so I wanted Ren, when he was the creature, to kill her. That's what I wanted. And I think it would have been like, it would have made a really good play while Harper is ready to sacrifice herself potentially for Ren. I just think it would have been a really great moment. I understand why it didn't happen, because we needed to have this question of, did Harper break the curse because she fell in love with Ren, or did the curse break because Gray killed Lilith? And I totally get that, and I'm fine with it. I just wished it was slightly different. So while Gray travels with Lilith, she tells him, basically, you know that you were the king's other son, right? Like, there's a reason that you've survived this long, and it's because they say halfling, but because he's magical as well. And she's like, you know that it's true. And so he ends up going back to his parents' house, the farm, and tells no one that he's there. And so Harper and Wren presume that Gray died. Basically, it feels like he's abandoning his post. He's trying to leave and not be Gray anymore because he doesn't want to rule. Now, this is where I'm a little confused as to where things are going to go from here, because I get Gray not wanting to rule, and I get the idea that some people might try to make him rule instead of Wren. But the thing that I'm not quite understanding yet is why he just doesn't go and tell Wren what he found out. So I don't know if it's him just not wanting to tempt fate with Wren, or because he's afraid that someone else might find out and then force Wren's hand and be like, Wren, you have to either kill him or not. And so I'm just not sure why he's not telling Wren. I just felt like they had a friendship towards the end. I don't want this to lead into like a massive battle between Wren and Gray. I just want them to be friends. That's what I want. But yeah, so I did like it. That's my second book that's done. And so for today, I'm debating whether or not I want to start the sequel. Because if I don't start the sequel, what I might do is wait until the sun goes down and start Someone to Love by Mary Balogh, which is my astronomy book, which I have to read when it's dark out. But then there's also Order of the Phoenix yet, so basically this is just to say I have no idea what I'm going to be reading today. So today is just a giant we'll see.
Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, just about 9:30 this morning, and I'm feeling all right. I did end up starting Someone to Love last night. I read about 3.5 chapters. I was hoping to read a little bit more, but I just got very tired because it was dark out, and it was like 9:30, 10 o'clock when I finally sat down to read some of it, so, you know, it felt good. Right off the bat, so Someone to Love is basically a story of Anna Snow, who's kind of like Jon Snow. She's a bastard. And her father is this earl, or was this earl, and he recently died, but like he took care of her financially her whole life, but she has no idea who he is. And since he recently died, his widow is like, look, I know about this girl. It feels only fair that we tell her that he died. We'll give her some money and then be like, but this is it. You don't get any more. So I'm assuming she's going to be included in the will in some respect. And like the thing is, I do really like Anna so far. I mean, I've only seen her point of view twice, but I do really like it where she grew up in an orphanage because she never knew her father, and her mother died when she was very young, so she grew up in this orphanage, and now she works at the orphanage as a school teacher. I'm curious as to how this is going to play out. So my plans for today: I've got some work, I've got some phone calls to make. I am probably going to be watching an episode or two of Black Sails with my friend, since we're trying to watch it at the same time. Reading wise, I'm gonna read some more of Someone to Love, but that will have to wait until it gets dark outside. Ideally, I'd get to the halfway point, because by that point I'll be able to be in the story and have a much clearer idea of what's happening, where it's going, how I feel about it. And so that's going to be the goal for this book tonight. I think during the day, if I've got some time, I'm probably going to start A Heart So Fierce and Broken. I'm not as excited for this one as I was for A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I haven't read it and I don't know much about it. It just kind of feels... the setup for the sequel and what it sounds like the sequel's about just feels a little bit unearned for me. But I'm trying not to judge the sequel before I even read it. So I'm gonna probably start that one tonight, today, excuse me, and then work on both of these today, hopefully finish one of them tomorrow, and I will check back in with you guys later. Hey guys, I just wanted to give a quick update. It is Saturday afternoon at 2:30-ish. I didn't update this morning because I forgot, to be honest. But I have about 80 pages left of Someone to Love, which is by Mary Balogh, which is my romance novel that I'm reading for my astronomy owl, which is to read a book when it's dark outside. I've got some mixed feelings on it right now. To be honest, the jury's still out. There's a lot of work it's going to have to do in the 80 pages to keep me, to be honest. But since it's only 2:30 and I've got a bunch of reading left to do and I'm trying to make a lot of progress this week, I'm going to go ahead and start A Heart So Fierce and Broken, which is the sequel to A Curse So Dark and Lonely. So we will see how far I get with this one. I will give an update on my thoughts when I get to them. We'll see. About 2/3 of the way through A Heart So Fierce and Broken, and I am really struggling with this book. I am not enjoying it, and I wish that I was. I have a lot of thoughts on why I don't. The best thing I can leave you with right now is just the whole thing. It just feels very produced and very convenient, and I don't like that because a lot of the things that are happening do not feel earned, and I also simultaneously feel like they're equating multiple different things as if they're similar or as if it's black and white, and like it's not. And I don't know if it's just because I actually understand Ren a lot more, and this book, he's not a point of view character, and so I don't know. I'm really, really having a hard time. And to be totally honest with you, if this wasn't for the magical readathon, if I didn't need to complete this book for my owls, I might honestly DNF it. But I'm gonna keep reading. Maybe not tonight though, because I think I've been reading for like 3 hours. Like I am just really struggling with it. So yeah, I might take a break. Maybe try to finish it up tomorrow. I don't know. I just needed to give a little update. I'm just really not feeling it. Just not feeling it. But maybe this last third of the book is gonna just get really good and everything that's happened before will be erased from my memory. I don't know. I got nothing, guys. I just am not enjoying it. I'm really struggling with it. I am struggling to relate to these characters and the choices that they're making. I'm struggling to relate to the story. Everything feels very produced, very hand of the writer, and it's frustrating because like I really did like A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I thought that was really, really good, and I thought the world building was great, and I just don't know what happened with this one. But I've got like 130 pages left to go, and then I could be done with it, so maybe I'm gonna try to power through that tonight. Although it is dark out now, so I did want to finish Someone to Love as well, which is my book to read at night. But I'm not really enjoying that one either, so it's kind of like which is the lesser of two evils here. Unless I just try to crank them both out tonight and just move on with my life tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, wish me luck, guys. Hey everyone, so it's Sunday afternoon and I thought I would do a quick update to close out this vlog. I finished Someone to Love by Mary Balogh last night. It was okay. It was fine. It was just a fine read. Nothing
crazy great, nothing bad. I also finished A Heart So Fierce and Broken, and oof, I did not enjoy that at all. I actually just filmed a video about it, like kind of a review slash reaction. I don't have many positive things to say about it. I honestly would have DNF'd this book if I didn't have to read it for my owls, and if I didn't want to have to try to find another book to fit that prompt. It just was not good, and it's starting off my Sunday on like a very sour note. But I wanted to close out this vlog, and so I can start my next week's vlog on a little bit of a more positive note. I am excited with the reading progress I got done this week. I read both A Curse so Dark and Lonely and A Heart So Fierce and Broken and Someone to Love, so that's 4 books down so far, plus the rest of the Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And I have started Order of the Phoenix, but I'm going to save that for my next vlog because I just don't want to have too much in this vlog. I feel like it's going long anyways. So overall, a slightly disappointing week with things I read. I only really loved A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and now in hindsight that's even taken hits from Heart So Fierce and Broken. So it's just been not a great week for me in what I've read. Hopefully next week will be better. But I guess, only time will tell. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.